Okay. Hey, it's a great pleasure to have you, Divine Wrath. Thank you to be here. I want to begin, just want to begin with Kings and Queens. Wow, this song, my God, is nothing short extraordinary. It completely transformed my perspective. It holds a special place in my heart. It showcases your unique ability to connect diverse style, music, and energies. While we recognize you, while we recognize you as a rapper, your seamless integration into rock is simply mind blowing. Can you share the story behind this song, please? Please, please.
First of all, merci beaucoup.
Yeah.
That's really special to me. Kings and Queens is definitely one of my favorite songs that I've created. Shout out to the Vibrations. That's my band. We made them together.
Yeah.
So the story of Kings and Queens, it's actually, we made the song up out of nowhere, to be honest with you. So we were having a practice, and I think we were just finishing up, and my bassist William was just like messing around on the bass, and he came up with the dun 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 dun, and then he was just playing that for like 4 or 5 minutes. I was wrapping up, ready to just leave, and then my drummer just gets on the drums and just, and at the time I was going through some falling outs in multiple aspects, friendships that weren't going right, relationships with my family that weren't going right, romantic relationships that weren't going right, and me as a person, I wear my heart on my sleeve. I'm a very direct, forward person. So at the time I just felt like a lot of people took my kindness for weakness and took advantage of it. So that's why when you're coming up to the hook, it's like, toss that dispensable ass to the curb because I'm one of a kind.
Yeah.
Toss that dispensable ass to the curb because I'm one of a kind. Meaning, you should only revolve people around you and associate yourself with people that respect your energy, respect who you are, and treat you with dignity and grace. And a lot of people don't realize that and let people just drag you through life, taking advantage of you, knowing that this is the type of person that you are. So I made that for people to realize that you are kings and you are queens, and you should always recognize and treat yourself as such in any environment.
Well, thank you for the message. Thank you very much. It's a big thing. Thank you, and appreciate. As an independent artist, do you think that if you were on a major, that this song is possible? Kings and Queens, do you think it's possible to reveal this kind of song in a major?
I'm actually really glad you asked that. I fully own the copyrights to Kings and Queens. I own all of the publishing.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be opposed to doing work with a label because I know there isn't, at least for this, there isn't a place where they can try and take advantage of the fact that I'm a smaller independent artist and try to leverage their opportunities they could provide me for maybe taking a large piece of my masters, or if it was something like a sync licensing deal, maybe if someone wanted to use it for a show or a movie, or if a label wanted to subcontract a lease or something, I'm completely open to that. And I would just say to everybody, if you are a musician, it's really important to be literate on owning your music and having copyrights and understanding
yourself,
your publishing.
Yeah, thank you. It's a good message. I would love to hear about the beginnings of your career and the key milestones that have shaped your journey.
Okay, so My musical journey began at the age of 9. That's when I started playing guitar. Um, I started rapping when I was about maybe like 14 or 15. Um, in terms of the music I was around, it was always really diverse. I grew up listening to a lot of rock, metal, punk music, but my family is also Haitian, so I would listen to a lot of Caribbean music, soca music, compa music.
Compas direct.
Oui.
Oui.
And my sister is actually who put me on to hip hop. The first hip hop album I ever listened to was Illmatic, at around like 12, 13. So around that time, shout out God's Plan. That's my cousin from Brooklyn. I'm from Long Island in New York, and I used to always travel back and forth when I was young, and that's how I met Frank Knight. Frank Knight was really good friends with my cousin God's Plan, and then I never took rapping seriously. I would just do it here and there from time to time, but around the age of 14 to 15, I was still making more punk rock, emo, screamo music, and I understood just from certain bands like System of a Down or Rage Against the Machine that there are a lot of bands where the singers do rap, and the context of how they put the lyrics may be different or a different kind of energy, but the principle of how they're delivering it is the same. So whenever I would go over and they would be just chilling, having a cipher or whatever, I would join in. And then one day, Frank and my cousin was like, yo, we're bringing you to the studio. I came. Shout out Jay Ronan and All Elements. That was the first place I ever recorded a single song at. It was a freestyle over It Ain't Hard to Tell by Nas. And yeah, like after that, I was kind of just listening back to it. I was like, you know, I really think I could actually, like, I could rap, you know? So I started doing that and going back and forth between like doing stuff with my band as opposed to doing stuff solo as a rapper. And then at the age of 21, I started producing because I had understood how to play guitar. I can play bass, I can play piano, I can play drums. And at a certain point, it got frustrating for me to try to explain what I wanted to a producer. And I didn't really understand the terminology that well, so I was like, you know what, I might as well just start doing this too. And I actually fell in love with that. I really love producing. I like making all kinds of beats, hip-hop, trap. I like making house music. I have an EDM tape out now too, and that's been doing well. So that's a little summarization of my music journey and the milestones, and honestly just being able to link up with Frank, and over the past 6-7 years being able to do shows with Underground Advocates and being able to get more presence and experience on stage has definitely boosted my conception of myself, what I could do with myself, and look where we are now.
It's like a mentor. Frank is like a mentor. So you name one of your projects, Therapy is embracing the journey of an independent artist, free from musical boundaries. One of the most profound ways to express your neurose, your soul, and to share your inner world without the need for a therapist. What do you think about the fact that you wrote a song called Therapy, named Therapy, and you don't have to go to see a therapist? The music is, it's okay for you, just the music, make music, produce music?
I think when you talk about therapy, like, it's important to understand that it's a state that we feel from something. So there's anything that could be, there's some people where it's like exercising is therapy to me, or like I go into like my shop and I work on wood crafts or whatever. I actually do, I'm a really big advocate for mental health. Going to see a therapist has honestly changed my life. I started doing that maybe about like 4 or 5 years ago, so I actually do see a therapist, but music is my therapy, you know. And the song in general has been doing incredibly well. Shout out to Germany, they got that to like 6,000 plays over like the past couple months. But I don't think that to have therapy, you need a therapist.
Yeah,
You
no,
can
no.
do whatever, but just understanding having something to release whatever it is. It doesn't necessarily mean you have to calm down. Maybe you need to be active, in order to release whatever it is that you're thinking, or
Yeah. So, what is your feeling to be in France and maybe encounter other artists, French artists, independent artists? What is your feeling? What is your I don't know. Yeah, your feelings.
I really appreciate the French rap scene's appreciation of hip hop.
Yeah.
They really care about the craft and the style, and even just knowing people like Posca that's able to get so many different people and so many different styles together. I'm a big fan of all kinds of French rap though. Like I like the drill rap that's been coming out of France. I think they got a lot of saucy stuff going on.
Yeah.
But I've known that France has always been a really big appreciator of lo-fi, 90s, boom bap, hip hop, and that's the core tenets of where I learned how to rap and what my identity as a rapper was. So I'm really appreciative of just the energy of them all.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right, because for us it's a religion. Hip hop, rap music, artist, it's a religion. It's more like, more like everything. Music is a great feeling. You have a great feeling when you are in a concert, on stage with artists. So thank you to be here in France. And my last question is, because I know that you're from Haiti, so do you know Creole from Haiti? And do you have a favorite word in Haitian Creole? Creole Haitian? Maybe, I don't know. And in French and in English. Your favorite?
Je parle Creole un petit.
Okay.
So I'm more conversational, if anything. My family, my mom can speak English, Creole, French, and Spanish, all fluently. My aunt can speak all fluently.
Yeah.
Most of my family from Haiti can speak Creole and Francais.
Okay.
So I was having a conversation about this with someone yesterday, because there's times where I'll go around Paris and you only get good at a language by speaking it. So I'll try and answer in certain stuff when I go out to eat, and they'll be like, oh, because sometimes I'm used to the pronunciation just because of how they pronounce things in Creole. So it's always weird for me. I don't have a favorite word per se, but I did look up what divine wrath in Creole would be, and it's coleboye.
Okay, coleboye.
Oui.
Okay, so and what is your favorite word in English? In New York or in your neighborhood,
Facts.
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 Okay. Why? The sound.
The meaning.
Okay, the meaning. Okay.
The facts. I follow the facts.
Okay, thank you very much, Divine, Wrath, and I hope the best for you in the future, and for us too, listening to your music. Thank you very much.
Good.